Hello friends, my name is Arshan and today we'll do the 15th chapter from science textbook of NCERT for class 7th and the name of the chapter is Light part 3. So students, in the previous parts we have talked about mirrors, images formed by them and their nature as well. We have also talked about concave mirror that can form a real and inverted image, and also about the image formed by a convex mirror which is erect, virtual and smaller in size than the object. Now in this chapter today we will talk about the lenses. So students, let us talk about our first topic, that is images formed by lenses. So students, you might have seen a magnifying glass. It is used to read very small print as in this image you can see. Now you might have also used it to observe the body parts of a cockroach or an earthworm. The magnifying glass is actually a type of lens, and lenses are widely used in spectacles, telescopes and microscopes also. You can add a few more uses of these lenses to this list as well students. Now if you can get some lenses, try to touch and feel them. You can find some difference between them just by touching. Those lenses which feel thicker in the middle than the edges are convex lenses, and those which feel thinner in the middle than at the edges are concave lenses. Now notice students that the lenses are transparent and light can pass through them. So a convex lens converges, that is bend inwards the light generally falling on it. Therefore it is called a converging lens. On the other hand, a concave lens diverges, that is bends outward the light and is called a diverging lens. So let us perform some activities and try to understand the concept of lenses. But students, take caution. While performing these activities, it is dangerous to look through a lens at the sun or a bright light. So you should also be careful not to focus sunlight with a convex lens on any part of your body. So let us start with activity 15.9. Activity 15.9. For this we will take a convex lens or magnifying glass and we will put it in the path of sun rays. Then we will place a sheet of paper just like this image, and then we will adjust the distance between the lens and the paper till we get a bright spot on paper. Then we will hold the lens and the paper in this position for a few minutes. So we will see a bright spot onto the paper and the paper may also begin to burn, and then we will replace the convex lens with a concave lens, but this time we will not be able to see a bright spot. So students, there are various questions arising in this activity, that why do we get a bright spot in the convex lens but not in the case of concave lens. So students, we have seen in the case of mirrors that for different positions of the object, the nature and size of the image change, and this is true for lenses also. Let us perform another activity and find out how. Activity 15.10. In this we will take a convex lens and fix it on a stand as we did with the concave mirror. Then we will place a lighted candle at a distance of about 50 cm from the lens as you can see in this image. Then we will try to obtain the image of the candle on a paper screen placed on the other side of the lens. We may have to move the screen towards or away from the lens to get a sharp image of the flame. So students, if we are getting this image on a screen, we can say that it is a real image, and if in this experiment, if we didn't get the image on the screen, then we can say that it is a virtual image. Now we will vary the distance of the candle from the lens as in this figure, and we will try to obtain the image of the candle flame every time on the paper screen by moving it. Then we will record our observation just as we did in activity 15.7 in second part for the concave mirror. So students, in a similar fashion, we will study the images formed by a concave lens as well. So students, you will always find that the image formed by a concave lens is always virtual, erect and smaller in size than the object. That is, we are not able to get this image on a screen, whereas the case is different in the case of a convex lens. So students, now moving forward with our chapter, let us talk about sunlight. Have you ever noticed what color sunlight is, white or colored? So students, have you ever seen a rainbow in the sky? I am sure all of you might have seen it. Now, you might have noticed that it appears usually after the rain when the sun is low in the sky. So, students, the rainbow is seen as a large arc in the sky with many colors, as you can see in this image as well. Now, can you count how many colors are present in the rainbow? Try to observe carefully or try to recall. Well, to answer it, I will tell you that there are 7 colors in a rainbow. Though it may not be easy to distinguish all of them, these are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo and violet. Now, you might have seen that when you blow soap bubbles, they appear colorful as well. Similarly, when light is reflected from the surface of a compact disc or a CD or a DVD, you see many colors as in this picture. So, on the basis of these experiences, can we say that the sunlight is a mixture of different colors? Well, let us investigate. We will perform this activity, that is activity 15.11. For this activity 15.11, we will take a glass prism, allow a narrow beam of sunlight through a small hole in the window of a dark room to fall on one face of the prism. We will let the light coming out of the other face of the prism fall on a white sheet of paper or on a white wall, and we will observe. So, students, we will see that there are different colors. Now, this shows that the sunlight consists of 7 colors. The sunlight is said to be white light. This means that the white light consists of 7 colors. You can try to identify these colors and also you can try to write their names in your notebook as well. Now, students, with this arise one more question, that can we mix these colors to get white light? Let us try that out also by this another activity, that is activity 15.12. For this activity 15.12, we will take a circular cardboard of disc of about 10 cm diameter. We will divide this disc into 7 segments and then we will paint the 7 rainbow colors on these segments as shown in this image. So, we can also paste colored papers on these segments. Then we will make a small hole at the center of disc. Then we will fix the disc loosely on the tip of a refill or a ball pen, and we will ensure that the disc rotates freely. Then we will rotate the disc in the daylight. When the disc is rotated fast, the colors get mixed together and the disc appears to be whitish. Such a disc, students, is known as Newton's disc. By this activity, we get to know that if we mix all these 7 colors, we will get white light. So, students, with this, we have almost completed our part 3 of this chapter. Now, in this chapter, we have learned a lot of interesting things. We got to learn about a convex lens that can form real and inverted image, and when the object is placed very close to the lens, the image formed is virtual, erect and magnified. Also, students, we got to know that we used to see objects magnified with the help of a convex lens, and we call it a magnifying glass. We also got to learn about a concave lens as well, which always forms erect, virtual and smaller image than the object. Also, students, in this chapter, we got to learn about the white light and that it is composed of 7 colors. So, students, now let us perform a small exercise question as well, so that we can fortify our learning also. So, the question is, state 2 differences between a convex and a concave lens. To say there are a lot of differences between a convex and a concave lens, but the major ones are, so in a convex lens it can form both real and virtual image, whereas in a concave lens it forms only virtual image. Also, in a convex lens it can form magnified image, whereas in a concave lens it forms diminished images. So, students, with this we are at the end of our chapter. I am sure you will perform all these activities at your school or at your home. Try to enjoy these activities. These are indeed very interesting. Also, try to perform or practice this exercise question as well. It will enhance your learning. So, with this, I will take your leave and we will meet next time with some other interesting chapter. Till then, bye bye.